Today lesson how to use Get an Everyday English Studio Microphone, Learn English with Real Conversations podcast hosts, James and Olivia.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Learn English with Real Conversations, the podcast where we take the English you actually hear on the street, not the English from your textbook, and break it down so you can use it with confidence. I'm James.
And I'm Olivia. Today we are talking about one word. Just one word. But it might be the single most useful word in the entire English language.
Any guesses, listeners? I'll give you a hint, it's 3 letters long.
Get.
That's the one. Today's episode is all about get, how native speakers use it in about 100 different ways, and why if you mastered this one word, your English is going to sound so much more natural.
Honestly, James, I think a lot of learners avoid get because it feels almost too simple. They learn fancier words like obtain, receive, become, understand, and they think those sound more impressive.
Right, and don't get me wrong, those words are useful too. But if you listen to any native speaker having a casual conversation, get is everywhere. It's doing so much work in the sentence.
So today we're going to structure this episode in a few parts. First, we'll look at the core meanings of get, the basic ways it's used. Then we'll dive into get phrasal verbs, which is honestly where most of the confusion comes from. And finally, we'll go through some common idioms and expressions with get, plus a few example dialogues so you can hear everything in context.
Sounds like a plan. Let's get started. See what I did there?
Laughs very smooth, James.
Okay, so let's start with the basics. In its simplest form, get often means to obtain or to receive. Something comes into your possession.
Right, so for example, I got a new phone last week. That just means I bought it, or somebody gave it to me. Simple.
Or, did you get my message? Meaning, did you receive it?
Exactly. And this is probably the meaning most learners already know. But here's where it gets interesting, get can also mean to become.
Yes. This one trips people up a lot. It's getting cold outside. That doesn't mean the cold is being received by anyone, it means the weather is becoming cold. It's changing.
Same with, I'm getting tired, or she got angry when she heard the news. In both cases, get is showing a change of state.
This is actually a really important pattern because English uses get instead of become constantly in spoken conversation. If you say become, it's not wrong, but it can sound a little formal or even a bit stiff for everyday talk.
Good point. Like, imagine someone says, I am becoming hungry. Grammatically fine, but almost nobody talks like that. They'd say, I'm getting hungry, or even just I'm getting hangry if they're feeling a bit cranky about it.
Laughs hangry, the classic combination of hungry and angry.
A very real feeling.
So that's meaning number 2, get as become. Let's talk about meaning number 3, get meaning to arrive or to reach a place.
Right, this is huge for travel conversations. What time did you get home? We got to the airport 2 hours early. I'll get there around 6.
All of those use get to talk about arriving somewhere. You could technically say arrive, but again, in casual speech, get is just far more common.
There's also get meaning to understand. This one is super common in conversation. Do you get it? I don't get what you mean. Oh, now I get it.
This is one of my favorites because it's so useful when you're confused about something. Instead of saying, I don't comprehend, which sounds a little robotic, you just say, sorry, I don't get it. Can you explain again?
Much more natural. And one more core meaning before we move into phrasal verbs, get can mean to fetch or to bring something.
Like, can you get me a glass of water? Meaning, go and bring it to me.
Or I'll get the door, meaning I'll go answer it.
So let's do a quick recap before we move on. Get can mean to obtain or receive, to become, to arrive, to understand, and to fetch or bring. 5 core meanings, 1 small word.
And that's really just the foundation. Once you add prepositions and particles to get, you open up this whole universe of phrasal verbs. That's where the real magic, and the real confusion, happens.
Let's take a short breath here, and then we'll dive into the phrasal verb section, because there are a lot of them.
Buckle up, everyone.
Alright, we're back. Phrasal verbs with get. This is a huge category, so we're going to organize it by theme to make it easier to remember.
Good idea. Let's start with phrasal verbs about movement and travel, since those come up constantly.
First one, get up. This means to rise from a bed or a seated position, or to wake up. I get up at 7 every morning. Please get up so this elderly man can sit down.
Next, get on. This has two big uses. One is entering a vehicle, a bus, a train, a plane. We got on the train just before it left. The other meaning is about how a relationship is going. How do you get on with your coworkers? Meaning, how is your relationship with them?
That second one is more common in British English, by the way. Americans might say, get along with, instead.
Good clarification. Speaking of which, get along. Do you get along with your sister? Meaning, do you have a friendly relationship?
Next up, get off. The opposite of get on in the vehicle sense, to exit a bus, train, or plane. This is our stop, let's get off here.
It can also mean to finish work. What time do you get off tonight? Meaning, what time does your shift end?
Good one. Now, get in and get out. Get in the car, we're going to be late. And he got out of the pool because it was too cold.
Get out can also be used as an exclamation of disbelief, informally. You won the lottery? Get out. Meaning, no way, I don't believe it.
True, though be careful with tone there, it's very casual and only works with friends.
Fair warning. Moving on, get away. This means to escape or leave, often for a short break. We're going to get away for the weekend. Or, in a more dramatic sense, the thief got away before police arrived.
There's also the expression, get away with something, which means to do something wrong and not get caught or punished. He cheated on the test and got away with it.
That's a really useful one. Let's keep going, get back. This means to return. What time did you get back from your trip? It can also mean to return something to someone, as in I'll get your book back to you tomorrow.
And there's get back at someone, which means to take revenge. She got back at him by telling everyone his secret.
Ooh, a little spicy.
Laughs a little. Next, get through. This has a few meanings. One is to survive a difficult situation. I don't know how we got through that exam period. Another is to successfully make a phone call connect. I tried calling but I couldn't get through, the line was busy.
It can also mean to finish something, like a task or a book. I finally got through that report I've been putting off.
Great examples. Now let's talk about get over. This is a big one emotionally. It means to recover from something, an illness, a breakup, bad news. It took her months to get over the breakup. I just got over a cold.
Such an important expression for talking about feelings. Related to that, get by. This means to manage or survive with limited resources. We don't make a lot of money, but we get by.
That's a great one for talking about finances or difficult circumstances without going into too much detail.
Let's do get into. This can mean to become interested or involved in something. I recently got into hiking. Or, to be accepted somewhere, like a school. She got into her dream university.
Congratulations to her, fictional as she may be.
Laughs well deserved. Next, get out of. This means to avoid doing something, usually a responsibility. He got out of doing the dishes by pretending to be busy.
Classic move. We've all tried that one.
guilty as charged. Now, get down. This can mean to lower yourself physically, like get down, there's a low ceiling here. But informally, it can also mean to dance or have fun, let's get down tonight, though that phrase is a little old-fashioned now.
True, you might get some funny looks if you use that one at a modern party, but it's good to recognize it if you hear it in an older song or movie.
Good point. Let's talk about get on with. This means to continue doing something, often after an interruption. Let's stop chatting and get on with the meeting.
Very useful in professional settings. Next is get around. This can mean to travel or move from place to place. I get around the city by bike. It can also mean to avoid an obstacle or rule cleverly. They found a way to get around the regulations.
And there's get around to something, meaning to finally do something you've been delaying. I've been meaning to clean the garage, but I haven't gotten around to it yet.
Oh, that one is so relatable. I feel like everyone has at least one thing they haven't gotten around to.
Okay, we're back. Now, James and I are going to act out a short conversation. Try to catch how many get expressions we use. We'll go through it once, and then we'll break it down afterward.
Sounds good. I'll play Dan, and Olivia will play Sarah. Here we go.
Hey Sarah. Long time no see. How have you been?
Hi Dan. I'm good, just really busy. Work has been crazy lately, I keep getting behind on projects.
Oh no, that's rough. Did you ever get through that big presentation you were stressing about?
Yes, finally. It took me forever to get it all together, but it went really well in the end.
That's great. So what have you been getting up to besides work?
Honestly, not much. I've been trying to get into running, actually. I usually get up at 6 to go before work.
Wow, 6? That's dedication. I can barely get out of bed before 8.
Laughs, it was hard at first, but I'm starting to get used to it.
That's awesome. Hey, we should get together sometime soon. Maybe get a coffee and catch up properly?
I'd love that. I never seem to get around to seeing people these days.
Same here. Let's not let another 6 months go by. I'll text you and we'll get something on the calendar.
Sounds perfect. It was so good to see you, even if it was just for 5 minutes.
You too. Get home safe, okay?
I will. Talk soon. Alright, so how many did you catch, listeners?
Let's go through them. We had, getting behind, get through, get it all together, getting up to, get into, get up, get out of bed, get used to, get together, get a coffee, get around to, get something on the calendar, and get home safe.
That's, what, 13. In one short conversation.
13. And honestly, that's realistic. That's how often native speakers use get without even thinking about it.
It really shows why this word deserves its own episode. If you can get comfortable, see, 14, with these patterns, your spoken English is going to feel so much more fluid.
Let's move into our next section now. Common idioms and fixed expressions with get that don't necessarily follow the phrasal verb pattern but are still incredibly common.
Okay, idioms with get. Let's start with one of the most common, get the hang of it. This means to learn how to do something, usually after some practice. It took me a while, but I finally got the hang of using the new software.
Such a useful one for talking about learning new skills. Next, get cold feet. This means to suddenly feel nervous or hesitant about something, often before an important event, like a wedding. He got cold feet right before the wedding, but he went through with it.
Great phrase for emotional situations. Let's do get out of hand. This means a situation becomes uncontrollable. The party got out of hand once more people showed up than expected.
Very relatable. Next, get the ball rolling. This means to start something, to get a process moving. Let's get the ball rolling on this project so we don't fall behind.
Great for professional contexts. Now, get a grip. This means to control your emotions, often said when someone is overreacting. Calm down and get a grip, it's not that serious.
A little blunt, but very common between close friends. Let's do get on someone's nerves. This means to annoy someone. My little brother really gets on my nerves sometimes.
Oh, I think everyone has someone who does that to them.
Laughs, no comment. Next, get the wrong idea. This means to misunderstand a situation, often in a way that could cause a misunderstanding. I didn't mean it that way, please don't get the wrong idea.
Really useful for clarifying yourself. Let's do get it together. This means to organize yourself or improve your behavior. After failing the exam, he decided to get it together and start studying seriously.
Great motivational phrase. Next, get a word in edgewise. This means to have a chance to speak when someone else is talking a lot. She talks so much, I could barely get a word in edgewise.
That's such a specific and colorful expression. I love that one. Let's do get the picture. This means to understand a situation, often used when explaining something complicated. I don't need every detail, I get the picture.
Great, simple, and very natural. Now, get your act together. Similar to get it together, but a bit stronger. You need to get your act together before the deadline.
A little more forceful, good for when someone really needs to shape up. Let's do get in touch. This means to contact someone. I'll get in touch with you once I know more details.
Super common in professional emails too. Please get in touch if you have any questions.
Definitely. Let's finish this section with get the message. This means to understand what someone is implying, often indirectly. I stopped calling him, and eventually he got the message that I wasn't interested.
A subtle but very useful phrase. Alright, that's a solid list of idioms. Let's take a moment to talk about pronunciation, because get changes quite a bit in fast, natural speech.
This is such an important part that a lot of courses skip. In fast, casual speech, get often gets reduced.
Right, so get it often sounds like get it, the T becomes a quick D sound, especially in American English.
And get you can sound like getcher in very casual speech. I'll get you later instead of I'll get you later.
Got to is famously shortened to gotta. I gotta go. Nobody says the full got to in casual conversation.
Right, and get out of here can become get outer here, especially when expressing disbelief.
These reduced forms are everywhere in movies, TV shows, and songs, so once you start noticing them, you'll hear them constantly.
And to be clear, these aren't incorrect English. They are just natural, relaxed pronunciation patterns that happen in fast speech. In formal writing, you'd still write out the full words.
Good distinction. Write formally, but listen and speak naturally.
Alright, let's give our listeners something to practice with. We're going to read out a few sentences with blanks, and you can pause the podcast and try to fill them in with the correct get, phrasal verb or idiom.
Sounds fun. Question 1. I've been meaning to clean my apartment, but I never seem to underscore it. Hint, it means to finally find time to do something.
That would be get around to it.
Correct. Question 2. After the argument, it took them weeks to underscore it. Hint, meaning to recover emotionally.
Get over it.
Exactly. Question 3. The meeting is starting late, so let's just business. Hint, to seriously begin something important.
Get down to business.
Perfect. One more, he tried to explain the plan, but he couldn't underscore his point . Hint, successfully communicate an idea.
Get his point across.
Great job, everyone who got those right. If you missed a few, don't worry, go back and listen to the earlier sections again, or better yet, try using these expressions yourself in a sentence out loud right now.
That active practice really makes the difference. It's one thing to recognize a phrase when you hear it, but actually using it yourself is what moves it from passive to active vocabulary. Final thoughts.
So, to wrap up today's episode, get might be a small word, but as we've seen, it carries an enormous amount of meaning in English. From the basic ideas of receiving, becoming, arriving, understanding, and fetching, all the way through dozens of phrasal verbs and idioms.
And the honest truth is, you're not going to memorize all of these in one sitting, and that's totally fine. What we'd recommend is picking just 3 or 4 expressions from today's episode that felt the most useful to you, and trying to use them this week in real conversations, texts, or even just talking to yourself.
That's such good advice. Repetition and real use is what makes these things stick, not just memorizing a list.
Exactly. And if you want to go back through this episode, we'll put a full transcript in the show notes, so you can review all the phrasal verbs and idioms we covered today.
We covered a lot of ground: get up, get on, get off, get in, get out, get away, get back, get through, get over, get by, get into, get out of, get down, get on with, get around, get together, get ahead, get behind, get across, get down to, get up to, and then all those idioms: get the hang of it, get cold feet, get out of hand, get the ball rolling, get a grip, get on someone's nerves, get the wrong idea, get it together, get a word in edgewise, get the picture, get your act together, get in touch, and get the message.
That's a lot of gets. But hey, now you have a real toolbox to work with.
Before we go, quick reminder, if you're enjoying the podcast, please leave us a review, and share this episode with a friend who's also learning English. It really helps us reach more learners.
And if there's a word or topic you want us to break down in a future episode, send us a message. We love hearing your suggestions.
Thanks so much for listening today, everyone. Keep practicing, keep listening, and most importantly, don't be afraid to make mistakes. That's how you get better.
Last nice one to end on.
I try. See you next time on Learn English with Real Conversations.
Bye everyone, take care.